Welcome, greetings. Oh my goodness, it's Wednesday, my League of Eagles. I am always so grateful that you're here because every Wednesday we gather for another episode of Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies. And I think I told you before, and starting in August, it's going to be Leading Ladies and Lords Leaving Legacies because I like alliteration. And then everyone knows gents, gentlemen, men, but I thought I'll stay with the L's and I'll make it Leading Ladies and Lords because every man thinks that he's a lord, and he is of the manor, so to speak. We will be streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and later many of the other social media platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, and so on and so forth. It's a gift for me to be connected with you today and every time that we come together. I am Joy Ruffin, your minister of enlightenment, awareness, and awakenings, and your signature style specialist. What is our theme this month? We're in the month of July, and we are celebrating 250 years here in the US of A. But remember, we are global. We go everywhere. And the beauty of this is that everyone is celebrating with us all over the world. But the theme this month is you framed in freedom. So together, we're about to rise and soar together. Now, life happens, all kinds of things happen, and oftentimes we don't know or understand why. My featured guest speaker that I was so excited to have you meet is not here today. And I'm concerned because I don't know what happened to her. Yet, I'm asking you to send prayers and good wishes and well wishes to her because I know that she's a pro and a professional. So whatever happened, I'm hoping that all is well. And after I get off the air today, I'll hear more from her and we'll find out why and why she's not here. And then we can reschedule her because I do want you to meet her. But in the meantime, it looks like I'm going to be with you solo, and I never mind being solo with you because I have so much to share with you. I mentioned to you that in addition to being an executive producer, TV host, and podcaster, I'm also a signature style specialist, leadership and signature style specialist combined, because I don't think you can really have one without the other if you're interested in fashion that leads to a signature style, a personal style, your individual style. So I thought I'd take this in a different direction today. And what we're going to talk about is you. It's always about you. It's about you framed in freedom. That's what this month is all about. Let's talk about some of the concerns, the major, paramount concerns that most women who care about their image, appearance, and their presence are very much invested in, interested in. Now, what do you think that might be? I made and did my own research here, and I put together a lot of papers and notes that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And the three biggest concerns, well, after I put down what I thought they were, and I'm sure what most of us do, I then went and checked with Dr. Google and found out what they really are. And the three biggest concerns for women, I think most likely you might know them, but I want to list them for you. I was a little bit amazed when I found them, but then I thought for a second, which I'm going to share with you before I mention them to you. If you don't know it, I like a little mystery, intrigue, and so on every now and then. The first one that came up, I said, And then the second one, well, that one I could kind of see. And then the last one. But then I thought about this campaign that's everywhere now. And everyone, everybody, and you know I'm not crazy about everyone, everybody, anybody, anyone, each of you, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really compute. But sometimes it registers. Because what I found here for the major number one and the three research engines that I researched, the number one was, am I still attractive? Well, I thought for a moment. I'm working with predominantly women. I don't like putting us into brackets. But the truth is, we're all in different seasons of life. I thought, well, that might fit because this anti-aging thing is everywhere. And most every woman, especially Oh, nail me to the cross now, who is not in the process of getting her stuff together. She, as she ages, is beginning to wonder, am I still attractive? Am I still relevant? That's number two. And can I age with confidence and grace? Those were the three major concerns. And then I thought about this anti aging. I think we all want to remain youthful, hopefully, not young, because it's not going to happen. As someone once said, and you've heard me say it a million times, aging is inevitable. Growing old is optional. And I think, especially for women, as we reach, let's say, it depends on the woman, the lifestyle, the environment, and all those other variables, somewhere between 40, 45, on up to 100, one begins to think, what happened? A little bit of this here and a little bit of that, and this, and so on. It goes on. Understood. Because we all want to present ourselves as the best of the best of ourselves when we can in the professional arena, no matter whether you're entrepreneurial, corporate, or not. You want to show up as your best self. So when I read those three and I just started to work with them, I said, now that's interesting. When you began to ask yourself, and if you're really honest and you care about your signature style and how you present, you begin to ask, does this look and represent who I am today? Is this showing me up the way that I want to be represented? Am I dressing for who I was or who I am becoming? And that's a biggie, because who we were back in the day and who we are today, if we're in that middle to ending range, it can be night and day, but night and day we need. So how are you utilizing, maximizing on that night and day for you? And then does my image communicate leadership, confidence, and authority? Well, does it? I guess it's contingent upon the type of leadership work you're doing, the type of work you're doing, the type of leader you are. And we all know, most of us, that there are so many different categories of leadership that you can label yourself, the type of leader that you are. But whatever title or label you're giving yourself, how are you showing up as a pro, as a professional, a person that honors your word, honor, loyalty, integrity, and with that goes truth, love, and beauty, because they're all intertwined. We, as human beings, oftentimes we make excuses. We say, whatever. What does it matter? It's okay. It's not important. That's when we're being, and I've been there so I can speak to it, when we're being delusional with ourselves. Because the truth is, when you're working here in the box, I call it the box, from your home, on the computer, or even from an office where it's casual, how are you showing up? Is it blue jeans? Remember when blue jeans really came into the stratosphere? Oh, they were everywhere, and everyone had to have them. Well, it's a matter of choice. Never been a preference, yet I understand it. But even so, with the blue jeans, are you dressing where your presence, the image and the appearance of you shows the best of you without looking sloppy, messy? Because I don't think it's that one is lazy. I think it's far removed from that. I think it's predominantly that casual brings comfort. But you can have comfort and casual where it's elevated. And people are using these words today because I'm sure you, when you shop in all the major boutiques and department stores, even online, the shopping networks, I'm sure you hear it all the time. This is so chic. Oh, it's so polished. It's elevated. It's absolutely, ooh, everybody can wear this. No, your assignment and mine is to know what works for you, what fits you, because only then are you going to be able to assemble a wardrobe that fits you to the letter. And you, me, all of us, it's going to be different. You might see something on someone else and say, oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I want to have that. And after saying that, you need to think, we need to think, I need to think, is my body shape going to fit that? Am I short-waisted? Am I long-waisted? Are my legs long or are my legs short? Thighs, derriere, backside, bust, the two B's and the V. What shape? We need to know that unless we don't care. That's not for the pro. That's not the professional. That's for someone who has a job, and that's all well and good. We're not blaming or judging, but that's for someone who's not ready to evolve, because we're not here on Earth School to just exist. We're here to be the best of ourselves and to maximize into excellence whatever skill or gift we came here with. And that applies to all of us. That applies from what people consider, and I don't say this to be Mother Teresa, from the lowest type of work up to the highest. They're all the same. From the janitor to the chief executive officer. There is no difference. That person is still a human being, and you treat them like you would treat yourself or a loved one. You don't put yourself above anyone, but yet as you evolve and as you grow and as you advance into wherever you're going, hopefully you're advancing in a way where you show up, where it speaks to the gift of you, the greatness. And I love saying the genius of you, because by golly, you have it. That said, when I looked at this and looked at the three biggest concerns, especially for women, we're talking predominantly to women, but mind you, it applies to men too, because we're talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine combined, because each gender has both. But the divine femininity has been suppressed since the beginning of time, whether you buy or accept that or not. It's a fact, my eagles. It's a fact. But now it's time for that awakening. And that's why I label myself the minister, and so many others have too in different ways. The minister of enlightenment. Remember that word, enlightenment? Enlightenment, awareness, and awakenings. We can no longer keep the blinders on. And that delusional state, it's over. It's time for awakening. Wake up and realize the power within you that's always been there. Am I still attractive? Am I still relevant? Can I age with confidence and grace? No matter how you verbalize that. Those are the three major concerns for women. And now you see, I see, you see, we all see. I love saying that because it's true. We see the exaggeration. We see the pseudo extremes of what we're doing to be still relevant. Extremes, everything, nails, fingernails down to your toes, lashes down to your knees. Of course, I'm exaggerating to make a point. We see eye makeup that looks like you could get a tray to take it all off. It's so heavy and thick. And makeup that's beyond. Outfits that no more match the body than a man in the moon. And it goes on and on and on. Enhancements of the top B and the bottom B. What's happening to us? Profanity, language, appearance. Much of the old, it's over, it's gone. Bye. Much of the new, it's wonderful, it's exciting. But how are we going to meld the best of the old and the new together so that we have an image, an appearance, a presence that speaks to who we are at our core? And it's not the exaggerations that I just mentioned to you. I think sometimes people think that that speaks to their fame, their influence, money, and all of that, but it doesn't. it speaks to something else. I'm not going to say it there because for those of you who are tuning in and really listening, you know what it speaks to. It's not something to be complimented. It's not something to be praised. It's wake up time for all of us, for men and women, but especially for women. Own our power, embrace it, because it is innate within us, but it means that we're seeking the equality between the two, the masculine and the feminine. We get it within ourselves, and then we look for it in the partner, male or female, whatever the gender might be. Woohoo! What a conversation. I'm sorry that my featured guest speaker didn't show up today because we're going to talk a lot about networking. Well, we're doing it in a different way today. So stay with me. Let me take a quick little reset here now and speak to you about something that I really want you to be a part of. And that part of, in this reset, I want you to join my Facebook group, Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies. Now, I mentioned to you at the beginning, this is Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies, which will be starting in August, Leading Ladies and Lords Leaving Legacies, because we're going to have a male guest on here from time to time, a surprise guest, because we'll never know when he will show up or agree to come on and speak to what divine femininity and masculinity means to him and how he views women today and the type of work that he's doing to enhance them in some way. Either way, it's going to be fascinating and interesting. You have an assignment. You know we love homework here, because the way that you shine, you lead, and the legacy that you leave behind, your vision, your mission, it matters, the purpose of you. So join this group. Help us to become a community that supports and collaborates with each other so that we can all grow and advance together. Now, in addition to this group, it's not a group, but my community of my Facebook group, which is new, I'm asking you to subscribe, to like, to leave me comments, to share, and to make sure that Joy Ruffin, fashioning femininity, style, and truth, that you connect with me every week. We're here every Thursday. And what I want you to do is become a part of this community. Building numbers here. You know, numbers are important. I think sometimes we get mesmerized and carried away with numbers. We're looking for numbers when, in point of fact, numbers are not that major. It's more like that one-on-one connection that you make. And that's what it's turning around to be now. It's more like making an indelible imprint on someone in a mutual admiration type of way that it's meaningful. So this Joy Ruffin Fashioning Femininity, Style, and Truth is all about presence, image, power, leadership, individuality, freedom, and all of that good stuff. So join me there. And then the next thing that I want to talk to you about is my Style Rebirth package. I started off telling you about some of the biggest concerns that women today have. I think it's always been, but now it's coming more to the surface. This is a digital 3-week program with the basic foundational stuff, with some bonuses and some guides and a special one-on-one with me if you decide that you want to go deeper. And most likely you will, because this is an educational enlightenment package, but it offers you so much. Most of us, myself included, we came with this understanding of beauty. We wanted something that was pretty, attractive, pretty, and popular, trending, whether it was for us or not, because we weren't really taught all the basics about what makes it really indigenous to you, to me. But here's what we began to learn in these packages. And it's something that you'll always have to keep you understanding about the best styles for you. So all you have to do is take a screenshot or a snapshot, and then in turn, this will be delivered to you. And after you peruse through it, it becomes your Bible. And then you can make a one-on-one with me, and I will support you in going through to find out what's best for you. And that's what I do. I'm a keen observer. I'm not one who is judgmental, but my sense of aesthetics is strong and it's never led me astray. So I'm hoping that you will partake and then get to know what's best for you with my guidance. If you're not sure, or even if you are sure, maybe you'll find out, maybe not so, and then we can begin to do this together. When I started off with you today, this wasn't planned, but it's happening this way. You know, I believe in the divine order. I like that word divine because it applies in so many different ways. The three major concerns that women are asking today more than ever: does my wardrobe reflect the woman that I am? This is only for those who care. I love to tell you what you already know, but sometimes we need to hear things from another voice, a foreign voice, oftentimes. Do my clothes really reflect who I am and what I want to present and project? Am I comfortable in what I'm wearing? Does it project and highlight me in the best way? One of the things that came up is, does my wardrobe reflect the woman I've become? Well, who are we becoming? That's the first thing we have to know. And does this look still represent me? I can share this with you. It's not a judgment. It's just what I see, you see, we all see. You know, I'm going to repeat this over and over because I do love it. I think it came from Dr. Seuss. Because when you see a woman beautifully dressed, a beautiful dress, I'm just using a dress as an example. And maybe, the key word is maybe, not judging, observing. Maybe that dress is a little too short for her because maybe her legs and her knees, like mine, are not what they used to be. So that's not the dress. I don't care how pretty the dress might be. It's little teeny weeny things like that. Have you heard the expression? I know you have. The devil is in the details, so is the love. When you know and you're open to getting to see what they are and being honest with yourself. That may be one of the hardest things to come to, honesty with yourself. Because sometimes you're looking in that mirror and you and me, we're seeing what we wish to see. We're not seeing what's really there. We're looking in that mirror and we're seeing it, but we're altering it to what we really want to see. That's not being truthful. That's not being honest with who you are. The other question that came up is, am I dressing for who I am or who I am becoming? Well, the question is, who are you becoming? Do you really know? I often talk to women who are getting a divorce or their children are up and away, leaving for college. They're home and empty nesters, or they've lost their partner that has been with them for many, many years. And sometimes it's all one and the same. I've talked to someone recently where all three things kind of happen at the same time. Her youngest was off to college and she just lost her husband, and her oldest, well, it doesn't matter, had lost her husband. So it just goes to show you that you change. Your life circumstances change. Are you changing with it? Are you still wearing things that maybe you were wearing in your 20s and your 30s and now you're in your 50s and your 60s? Can you? Are you still, I love these three words. You know, I love alliteration and I like working in threes and fives because it fits. Because all of us, I'm included, our attention span is very, very short today. Are you still tight, toned, and taut? I'm not. I'd love to tell you that I am, but I'm not. So are you wearing things that are like a sausage casing, tight and hugging when that body that you had when you teen, 20s, maybe 30s, no longer? Do you know how to dress it anymore? Or are you still, I'm saying this in love, are we still somewhat delusional? We're thinking, but yet you know and you feel something is not right. And then that question comes up, one of the last ones that I really like to work with for people who can be honest with themselves. And that is, how do I dress with confidence without sacrificing comfort? I think that's a biggie. There's no thinking involved. I know that's a biggie. Why? Because casual is in. If you've not heard me say, I'm going to say it now, because each and every time we have a different audience and different people come and they tune in at different times. I happen to adore, appreciate, value, give kudos, and celebrate Coco Chanel. I'm not going into her personal private life, which oftentimes we do, many of us, for the people that the entertainers and the icons and the legendary people that we celebrate and applaud. I'm going by only her work, her creative designs. She was not the first woman to make pants, trousers, slacks, and now we have all the other variations. She was not the first to put them out into the stratosphere for women, but she was the first one to make it and popularize it. I think she'd be turning over in her grave today if she could see how many of us are wearing our pants, slacks, and trousers, because fit is major. And when I say oftentimes a three-way mirror is called for because women put on those pants, slacks, trousers, they look into the front and it looks great. They don't turn around to see the back. And especially if they're still wearing the same foundation, underwear, shapewear, whatever name you want to choose, takes away all the style, takes away all the beauty. And if you have to wear, you can't go commando, but you don't know what that is, but you do, then make sure if you're going to go out and you want to have an appearance that's stunning, polished, elevated, attractive, all of those words that are being used, then let's take a good look at how we're shaping up in our pants, slacks, and trousers from the backside. That inseam is major. The shape of that leg is major. All of these things are important. So how do you dress with confidence and comfort and not sacrifice a look that's fitting to you, that's casual? Well, you have to pay a little bit more attention, be more observant, and be more honest about your silhouette and your body shape. Because today's professional women, and professional women are in every category, from entrepreneurial to corporate, from the bottom level scale, if that's how you look at things, to the very top. It doesn't matter. They're still a professional. That woman who owns a cleaning service and works with a team of people, she's a professional too. And the woman who heads the largest corporation in the whole world, she's a professional too. And there's no difference between the two of them. They honor their word. They know what integrity, loyalty, and honesty is all about. And even though they're dressing in different ways, they know when the time comes how to show up. And that's all you need to know when it comes to comfort. You don't see, like for many people who back in the day, back in the Titanic day, way before my time, yours too, when they were doing the formal nights for the cruise and all of the formal galas, whatever. No more. You have formal night, gala night, and you see people with blue jeans, t-shirts, golf shirts. Not my style, but if that's what one wants to do, fine. If it's neat and it's not sloppy and it gives you that sense of comfort and you still feel okay, if that's where you want to go, then that's where you go. That's not the right way though. And most people who have a sense of self, you know that know thyself, and a sense of dignity, they're not going to skip around with that. You know, one of the things that we're talking about freedom, you framed in freedom. That's this month of July, but that's year round. That's every time you turn around. It's all about you and your freedom. I sorely missed our guest today, my featured guest speaker. I hope she's all right. I'm sure that she is. I'm praying, as Momsy would say, that she is. But in the meantime, I thank you for your presence here today. And thank you for choosing to share this time with us. These three concerns that I spoke to today, as far as professional women, I want to leave you with this thought. You are a pro, no matter what type of work you're doing, what circle or community or clan or tribe you belong to. You are your own leader, and your leadership should reflect the inner workings, the loyalty, the honesty, and the truth and integrity of you. Because I honor your presence, your energy, and your openness to growth, because this is what we're all about here. This is what the awakening is all about. because empowerment without liberation will never be complete. It's incomplete if you don't have the liberation of knowing who you are. So let us let go of the old conditioning, and the programming and the sexualizing of old skin, cleavage, and all of that. It's over unless we do it with style and grace, which can be. This is a space now that's being created for true empowerment to take place. And it's to take place within you first, and then you journey out to have it connect with others, the people that you're connecting with. I love spending this time with you. I didn't intend to be a solo today, but here I am. And next week I'm wondering too, but you know what? I love sharing time and space with you. So join me next week for another soulful conversation. And until then, I leave you with this. Each and every time we meet, from my heart to yours, much, much love and all the best. Always. Cheers.